Hey there viewers, and welcome back to the South Main Auto Channel. So we're back on the Jeep Grand Cherokee. It's the one that had no comm with the ABS module. I think it was an 05. We determined in the first part of the video that the ABS module itself must be bad. We checked it for powers or grounds, a keyed ignition, and then we checked it for, I think it was the CAN C or CAN B data communications at the module, which we had. And lo and behold, I got the job, and then I got us a used ABS pump, and it came with the module attached to it. Now I took a few minutes ago and just swapped the module over to it. Now it's held on with just 3 screws and sits on there like so, and then has the 3 screws. So I stuck it on, plugged it in. They did take an inverted torque, so if you're doing one of these, you must have an E5 inverted torque spit for those little guys. Not too horrible. Had to take the ABS pump itself loose because it sits so tight to the brake booster, and had to kind of finesse it, we'll call it, and it comes out of there okay. And that's on, it's plugged in. Now we've got to go inside. We're going to get a scan tool, we're going to plug it in, we're going to see if we have communications, and then have to go through an initialization. And I can't remember on these Chryslers when you do this, whether you use one, if that puts the VIN back in it, or if we have to do something else there, but we'll find out. And there she is, all in. Said do that part quick, we got copyrighted music playing out there. YouTube's kind of sensitive about that, so I'll tell it's plugged in. The VCI is not hooked up here. Oh, there it goes. Just got to think about it hard, fella. We'll go Jeep and we'll let it auto ID this thing. Now the ABS light and all that stuff is still on, and it should have a bunch of codes in it, but we are just, it says service electric brake system. We're just more concerned at this point, can we communicate with it? Did we make the right call, which we should have. That's awesome. Good job. We're selected Hyundai. Way to go, Idaho. Altel is messed up again, if you can believe that. So I'm going to push the Jeep button. Everybody watch. Jeep. Okay, and it comes up Hyundai. Do we want to exit? Yes, we do. Junk. But I don't want to do generic OBD2 either. We're going to let it read the VIN. It should decode itself. That's the problem with some of the Altel sometimes. It has a mind of its own. This time it has read it as a Jeep because we let it auto ID. But yeah, oftentimes the buttons on the front are screwed up. But what do you expect for a scan tool? It's 1/10 the cost of everybody else. All right, we want to go diagnose and then control unit, and then was it chassis, ABS. We'll see if we have communications here now. Hopefully, it looks looking good. Let's just see. Well, just see if we can read live data. That'll tell us a lot. Boom, we're in. All right, good. It locked up, shut down, and restarted on us. So now we're gonna restart back at square one. And in a few seconds, I'm gonna go get a new scan tool because we're not gonna go through this rigmarole. What I am going to do is let it go through an auto scan. We're going to clear the codes out of all the other modules that had codes in it for not being able to communicate with that. And then we're going to have to go through and do the initialization procedure. So I'll let this run through its auto scan, and then I'll pick back up with you guys. Auto scan is complete. I did it clear so we could get rid of most of those no-com codes that had. Let's look and see what codes remain. Now we have one here for PCM, implausible left wheel distance signal received, so that's interesting. In ABS we have, well, left rear wheel speed sensor circuit, so I'm wondering if that's that one they've got boogered up under there. And we also have original VIN mismatch. And then ABS or airbag has one for first row driver's seat pretensioner circuit, so we're not concerned with that. Let's see if we can pop out. Oops. As we want to exit, we want to go to control units, chassis, ABS, and then we'll see if we can write the VIN to it. Probably special functions, set VIN. So we're gonna see if we can't put the VIN in it to read and write the VIN. Okay, if VIN is valid, press OK. Our VIN Let me just make sure we have the right VIN number here, or it's probably the wrong one anyways. Yeah, so that's the VIN in the junkyard one we have. Let's see, press OK to change VIN. All right, I'm gonna have to type in the VIN here, and then we'll go from there. Let's see, I've got it right here. It's a 1840. Enter. So I put in the VIN that belongs to this vehicle, so we'll hit OK there. Is it right? Yeah, we'll assume it is. We used our phonetic alphabet. How can we be wrong? Selected function is not supported by the ECU. Awesome. So what we will do at this point then is, so either this doesn't support it or the Altel just doesn't do it, which I wouldn't be surprised. So what we'll do now is we will do ABS initialization. Which usually they have to be driven. All right, wheel straight ahead. I think I've done videos on doing this before. I should probably go out and shut the hood. We'll let this go through its little rigmarole here. It says it's complete. Oh, it's checking to see if it's equipped with traction control. Clearing rolls information. Engine must not be running. Turn off engine and turn ignition switch to run, which we are. We'll hit OK. I wouldn't be surprised if the Altel failed at this, honestly. Resetting rolls information. The Bosch does a great job with this. I should have grabbed it. Clearing rolls byte completed successfully. We'll hit OK. ABS initialization successfully completed. Now that I don't believe, because if I remember correctly, you actually have to drive these things. Let me back out here. I just want to read codes out of it. Original VIN mismatch, and then the wheel speed signal. Let's see. We're gonna have to grab a different scan tool to see if we can write the VIN in it. So oddly enough, before I went to get a second tool, I decided just for grins and giggles to try it again. It said it failed. You know, the VIN rewrite. And yeah, before I mention it, yeah, the VIN number was up here. I shouldn't have had to look on the registration, but it says it failed again. But obviously you can see the VIN in the upper corner here now matches the VIN that's currently in the module. So why it worked that time but said it failed, I don't know, but we're gonna go with it. So technically the only code we should have in it now is for that left rear wheel speed sensor. So we have that. So we're going to have to look and see what the deal is with that now that we can finally talk to this unit and see what's going on. Okay, fancy. Move it over so we can get it on the other lift, but let's see, PCM, we just have the implausible left wheel speed, training module, implausible left rear wheel speed signal received, and then ABS module, left rear wheel speed sensor circuit. So, and then of course the airbag code there. So, okay. No, we don't want to exit. We just want to move over. I'm going to pop into some data here. We'll just, back it back and forth out of the driveway real quick and make sure that the left rear is not functioning. All right, hang on, folks. Let's see. Oh no, it is actually. Oh, shoot, I'm going to back into somebody here. Let's see, what is that? Let's see, back out. Yeah, left rear, it seems to be working. Interesting.
Eric, you want?
Oh, no, it's not.
You want that Tundra?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, might as well. Well, wait, what's Josh doing? All right, here we go. Oops, sugar. All right, there we go. We're gonna see if the left rear is not working. Wait, a second ago when I pulled it inside, it was working, then it wasn't. It has the code for it. Oh yeah, dude, this thing slams into gear. All right, left rear, I think it said. Let's go take it for another quick shake here.
Service electric brake system.
Yeah. It's all initialized supposedly, and then we got the VIN. throw to it, so that code is no longer there, but it has a code for left rear speed signal or circuit or something there.
Light went off.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Light did go off. All right, maybe that was, I don't know. Why the heck would I had unless that was no, wouldn't it be a code stored in the old module? Well, that's interesting. Hey, we fixed it. So this has a wire under the hood, Jade. I don't know if you saw it on that connector that was, somebody put Scotch lock on it or something.
Oh,
looks like they ran
off there.
Well, apparently it looks like they ran a wire to the left rear.
Oh boy.
And that's the one it had a code for.
They were trying to hack some stuff together.
Yep. I haven't even looked underneath this thing yet, so I don't know what it.
Sensor's reading it right now.
Yeah. Well, I was reading right there a second ago. I was just backing in and out of the shop there before you came over and asked me about the Tundra, and I thought I looked down. I meant to look back to my footage. I thought I had looked down and seen that it went to 0 or wasn't working. Well, I'll go drive it around for a little while, see what happens. So it's kind of interesting. So I just got back to the shop. Let's pop back out of here. We're gonna do the give it the old quickie here. All right. And then of course we have the code stored in it for the airbag light, which we all saw that was on. I'll go drive this for a little bit. We'll go check out the new bridge. It's open now. The road to the ice cream store is now open. So here it comes. This is the new bridge right here. All new blacktop. There it is. That's it. It's over. They did a little work on this bridge too. So, looks like our speed sensors are working just lovely at the moment. Going on there. Take a look here. We'll just turn around here. We'll do some bouncing over the railroad tracks and stuff. And haven't seen so much as a glitch out of it, but I don't know why it would have had that code stored in it. I'm gonna go back and fiddle with that vampire connector they got on there, Scotch lock, whatever you want to call it, just to see. I don't want this thing to come back and haunt me, although they've got it kind of rigged up as it is, but I mean, we fixed what we came to, which was the no communication issue, and you know, of course, all the lights that were on the dash. I'm back at the shop, never screwed up once on me. Like I say, I'm gonna go under the hood and do some fiddling, maybe look and see where that thing goes underneath, just to double check it all. I don't know, folks. Went out there, looked under it, see where they ran the wire, fiddled with it, went under there, fiddled with the one under the hood. I'm not going to get into all of that. I'm going to see if the lady wants it fixed, you know, properly, which I would probably just remove their little scab they put on there and then find out where the wire is really broken, and if indeed it really is, and then, you know, fix that wire instead of doing the overlay zip tie mess they have going to the back. I guess we'll leave it at that. Just want to give you the follow-up, let you know that we made the right call on it. I'm surprised. The initializations I've done on these older Chryslers in the past always required driving, certain amount of turns, certain amount of driving rules. Perhaps this one's different. I did not look on service data, but that's what I remember from the past. So perhaps I'm wrong, but it appears to work. The VIN number, for whatever reason, has been written to it. The speed sensors seem to function, and of course the main thing is now that we can you know, communicate with it, and that seems to be good. And now the vehicle is just going to be driven through a drive cycle. I think this thing's been off the road for a couple of years now, so I'm certain it's probably going to have certain that it's probably going to have some other work. The brakes feel pretty cruddy as they are, you know, they're thumping and banging like they're pretty rusted up. So I'll see what she wants to do from here. And maybe there'll be some future videos on it. I don't really know at this point. Wasn't even sure if I was going to get this job, but we were able to, so worked out well. I'm going to keep moving on. Why don't you move on down there to the comment box. Leave me a question, comment, criticism, or concern you may have. While you're down there, subscribe, ring that bell. And just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.